people? It's your boss man back again with another Manchester United podcast. It's been a while, but listen, we've got a lot to discuss. Manchester United are finally back in action. I don't know why there's echo, but hopefully we'll sort that as the show goes along. As always, get your comments in, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. We will be reacting to the World Cup draw very briefly, but before we get into that, first and foremost, the two Ghanaians on my left. Congratulations, first things first. Kojo and Jerry, how are we doing, boys?
Hey, we're blessed, man. We're blessed, man. Listen,
Benji's in the chat as well. Oh, good. Listen, you love to see worthy winners, and obviously the better team won at end of the day. Now, shout out to Benji. Hopefully, God is treating you well. I'm sure everyone's in good spirits. Hopefully, you've gone to the right side and all that good stuff. Shout out to Ali as well, always showing love. I appreciate you. First time on the show, the homie. Listen, if you haven't seen his watch-alongs, you need to watch them because they're absolute class. Listen, the man himself, the legend, when it comes to Ronaldo celebration, only Ronaldo does it better. Zogs is in the building. Zogs, how you doing, my guy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy to be here, bro.
Yes. Good to have you. Obviously, I've followed you on Twitter for a while now, so it's good to have a Bruno fan on the show as well. So obviously, it always creates balance. I think everyone's Bruno fan actually on the channel for change. But we'll get into that at some point. Last but not least, the man himself from Trafford Tunnel, the man who created the Europa League theme tune. He's back just in time. You got Biz in the building. Biz, how you doing?
Walk on, people, man. All good. Bittersweet, obviously the World Cup and that, like, big up Ghana and that, getting it through. I'm disappointed with Jamaica, but bro, if we would have got through that group of death that we would have been in, Spain, Germany, and I think it was Morocco, if I'm not lying.
Yeah,
bro, that would have been a mad thing.
What was about the experience, man? Doesn't matter.
I hear that, yeah, man. And I'm fully gutted, innit? We didn't get there, but 4 years later, innit? Hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen, there's always, I would say next year, but it doesn't work like that. So there's always next time, innit?
Yeah,
there's always next time. At least your country's in conversation. Obviously, I've been reminded by a lot of salty Nigerians that Pakistan don't represent in any way, shape, or form. But listen, the similar, Nigeria, Pakistan be in the same boat. Neither of us are there, so it is what it is. It is what it is. I was supporting Senegal anyway, so I couldn't give two shits. Anyways, we'll get into that a bit later on. My boys, Mendy and that. But listen, just before we get into the main night talk, I just got to quickly ask the Ghanaian boys. Suarez 2.0. Obviously, just quickly, what are your guys' thoughts on? Listen, you got to get revenge. Like, it's been, what, 12 years? No, it's been 12 years.
Yeah.
Was it 12 years? Yeah, bloody hell, yeah.
12 years,
Yeah.
Man,
So
how you guys feeling about that one?
Basically, for me, it's just simple, isn't it? Obviously, I want Ghana to go through. I would love it if they go out. But I'm just going to say this right now. If Ghana are to go out in the group stages, as long as Uruguay go out with us, I'll be living very, very happy. I need them to go. I need them to suffer. I don't care how long ago it's been, man. I need to suffer bad. So that's me. What do you think, Jerry?
See, it just brings back memories, bro. Very, very dark memories. But listen, we need to get our revenge, man. And the fact that it's the last group game, it's gonna mean I don't even know how to listen. We're there. I can't, man. And obviously, we need someone to pick us. We're definitely a retirement at the World Cup. So, yeah, man, looking forward to it.
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you're there, and that's the main thing. Obviously, you get the opportunity to have an experience. You've also got Portugal, obviously, Ronaldo and Cavani in your group, so that'll be interesting. And obviously, South Korea as well. So you guys have actually got a hard group, like very hard group. So, hopefully in your guys' case, you actually have a bit of success. But before we actually go into the Man United, Zog, I just want to ask you about England's group, bro. Obviously, we spoke about it off air. Obviously, for those that aren't aware, England, Iran, USA, and either Ukraine, Scotland, or Wales, bro. Like, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think it's going to be a good group for England, man. I think England got knifed again. If they don't beat USA, I think England just need to just quit playing football. Like, you can't not beat USA at a sport that they don't take seriously. Iran. Did we have Iran in the last World Cup? If I'm not mistaken. I'm sure we had Iran or something like, or Tunisia or something like that. And I know Iran did well in the last World Cup. So I don't think England should underestimate anyone. But let's be honest now. They should be going through, man, comfortably.
Yeah, no, obviously Iran. I think if I remember correctly, Iran didn't score in the last World Cup. Like I feel like they were all like 0-0s, 1-0, and all that kind of stuff. I don't remember them scoring a goal, but obviously they're quite difficult to break down. But Harry Kane's going to be having an absolute field day, which leads you on nicely based to the striker situation at Manchester United. Obviously, we already spoken about Uruguay. You know, Kane's linked to Manchester. Uruguay's in Cavani. Sorry, Kane's linked to Manchester United. Biz, what are your thoughts with the strike situation at Man United at the moment?
It's just, oh man, it's all over the place. Could you think about it, innit? Like, obviously, Cavani's going to dip in the summer. We're not sure what Ronaldo's future is going to be saying just yet. Obviously, I think he's probably banking on us getting top 4, and then I think he'll probably stay for another year. But even on top of that, we still need a real number 9 in it, someone that can give us 38 games in a year. You know what I mean? So obviously the links between Kane. I mean, I get it, but United we just keep falling in the same trap of buying these strikers that are falling out of their prime. We want somebody that's coming into their prime.
Falling out of their prime.
What, Harry Kane, bruv?
He's there.
Yeah, but bruv, it's gonna be like a Van Persie signing where we get him for like a year or 2, and then down the line we're gonna have to find somebody else, innit? Like, I want somebody that's gonna come in that's like 23, 24, and then we're gonna get the best out of them for like 5-6 years instead of having to chop and change again.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then obviously we're gonna spend the money on Harry Kane, and then you know what the Glazers are like. They're gonna like blow it all on one player, and then we're just gonna be left with scraps for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no. To be honest, I understand what you're saying. I know there's one person who's the biggest Kane fan going, so I'll pass it to Kojo because he's got a smile on his face already. Kojo, what are your thoughts? Obviously, you know, Biz talking about the fact he's 29. We all know who Biz wants. He wants the lad from Benfica. Is it Nuno Mendes?
Darwin.
Darwin Nunez.
Oh, that's it. So obviously we know you want him. I don't know enough about him, so I can't see and give you the 411. But what are your thoughts on the Kane thing? Obviously, people are saying stupid money. People are saying Martial and money for Kane. Is that something that you would potentially be interested in?
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, no, I think for Kane, yes, he's right. He's 29 years old, so you have to think about the next. If he also signed a 5-year contract, that would probably be his maximum contract. After that, it's 1-year deals. After that, the one thing that's good about Kane is that he's able to adapt his game now. He drops a lot more deeper. His game has never been about pace. It's about positioning where he is, his ability to shoot from distance, to play make as well. So you have someone that you could possibly have a lot more years out of just because his game isn't really that physical in terms of the speed aspect of it. But that being said, I am a huge Darwin Nunez fan as well. If we went for him, I'll be very happy. Because he's someone who's found his shooting boots and he's found it very well. He's got 20 plus in a row now. He's very much the killer. He's someone that is hungry for goals. So I have one to be happy with. But you know, if Kane comes, that's my guy all day, every day. Just slap him in that striker position, and then when he gets older, make him a number 10. Move.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Harry Kane, right? Obviously, he's world class. Like I think he's world class without a shadow of a doubt. But like Zog's, like, my concern at the moment is obviously, you know, Biz kind of mentioned it, his age, his injury record isn't fantastic. Is that something that would concern you? I mean, look, we've got someone similar in Martial there, like they could do a similar role to Kane. Obviously, not to the same standards, although some people, yeah, laughing already. Some people would say, you know, they'd rather have Martial than Kane. Like, what do you reckon? Do we need Kane? We've got Martial that can come back to the team. We've got Ronaldo. Is the striker necessity at United at the moment?
No, Martial's done, bro. Martial's done. Forget Martial. We need to move on from Martial. We need to move on from these dead players. They ain't done nothing in 5 years. Just get with it. Get with the times. I would go for Kane, but I don't see Kane fitting in this team. Just because Bruno Fernandes, right? And the way he plays, and the best way to get out of him is more play him like a false 9 or give him a free role in the attack. Now that he's signed for God knows how long to 2026, I don't see Kane coming in and just being a traditional number 9 because Kane doesn't even play like that anyway. He comes in, he drops deep, plays on the midfield. He's doing this kind of like Firmino role, but the difference is he can actually play long passes and stuff. But he's very good at playing like that number 10 role. So I don't see him coming in United because he's going to be getting in Bruno's territory. So I don't think it will work. He's not a traditional number 9. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have Kane over Martial if that's what you're telling me. But I feel like we need to go with a younger striker that's hungry to play for Man United. I don't want a guy that wanted to go City last year, cried about it all summer, and now he wants to play. He's going to come to United for 150 million when we got so many things to sort out in that team. If we spend 150 million on Kane, that's all we're spending. Like, we're not going to spend 600 million plus. We're not doing that. So for the betterment of the overall team, I think we should address other positions as opposed to just slap it on one player.
Yeah, I know that's kind of where I am at the moment. Like, regarding what you said about Martial, I completely understand that as well. But in terms of Harry Kane money, it's going to cost too much, basically. Like, there's no way he's going to go for less than 100 million. We know what Daniel Levy's like. Regardless of, how much years he's got left in his contract, the guy is almost impossible to deal with. And in general, Man United and Spurs haven't got great relations. We've signed half their players, so I doubt they're going to sell to us again. But Harry Kane's world class for me, without a shadow of a doubt. And the one thing is that you pointed there, like, he kind of occupies similar positions to Bruno. I actually think he would be fantastic for Bruno because it allows Bruno to run off him and actually then occupy the centre forward position. So if Kane was to drop deep, hypothetically, they'd be more fluid. So obviously they'd continue to alternate the positions. So I think he'd actually be a blessing to Bruno Fernandes, if anything, rather than sort of a factor and obviously getting in his way, so to speak. But I can understand that logic. Like, Jerry, just to pass it to you, Martial is somebody that plays a similar role to Kane in terms of the link play, false nine, that kind of thing. Do you think Martial can come back into the team? Obviously, potentially save money on Harry Kane as well to extend, put that money elsewhere, or do you think it's now the time that we move on? Because there's obviously a lot of speculation with Sevilla not being interested in signing Martial as well. Like, where do you sit with all that situation?
Bruh, Martial's finished, man. Like, I know in the group, I think I said it last week. I actually want him back because I feel the Glazers ain't gonna buy the lead, so they'll probably just do the cheap option and go. His man, he doesn't have the mentality to play for this club, man. You see, he just a couple of days ago up with his girl. He ain't coming. His head's all over the place, and he's been there 7 years. I think it's just time to move on. So regarding Martial, I think he's done. The Kane thing, for me, when I say he drops deep for Tottenham again, Bruno's Tottenham, he has to do that because there's no creator really in Tottenham's team. So he's basically taking it upon himself to drop deep and help create for Son. Well, anyway, but with Bruno and Kane, I think it could be. Kane doesn't need to drop if Bruno's there. He can actually go back to being the number 9 that he can be. So for me, Kane makes sense, man. I'll take it. I don't care about his age. And listen, we need hitters now. Peter the rebuild and that. If I saw Kane breaking news aside from Man United, yeah, you can say 100 million. But if we sell a couple players, the net spend, as that famous phrase is, we can even it out. So we can probably get him for like 60. I think that's a good. So for me, bring him to OT, man. I'll take him all day, every day.
Bro, you're talking like we ain't got the Glazers in charge, bro. You're like, yeah, right. We'll sign Kane. Bro, we signed Kane. That's all we're doing, my guy. We ain't buying nobody else. They're trying to get Declan Rice, bro. Like, West Ham have slapped 150 million price tag on Declan Rice. Like, these guys are completely inept. They must think that you can only shop from the Premier League or something. Like, what are they doing? Like, they're going for the 2 most expensive players in the Premier League, Harry Kane and Declan Rice. That's going to be 250 million potentially on 2 man. Like, I just think it's absolutely pathetic, to be honest. Like, I understand that Harry Kane is world class, but I just don't see a universe where we can get Kane and actually solve the issues at Manchester United, i.e. the DM, the centre-back, the full-backs potentially, the centre-mid. Like, these are just bigger issues for me. Like, obviously, I understand people are saying Martial can't come and, Martial's finished or whatever. I get that. Because obviously, to be fair, Martial, as you said, Jerry, mentally, I don't think he wants to be at United anyways. Like, his body language has said it all. But on the flip side for Martial, where does he want to be? Because he's not showing me he wants to be at Sevilla either. So he needs to just fix up in general. So for me, players like Martial,
he's a left winger. Like, let's be real. When's the last time he played up front? Like, I think that number 9 thing is just gone now. He's not a striker for me. So that just puts him out of the question for me.
Yeah, I mean, but basically, my thing with Martial is, right, obviously I've said on the group chat many times, he epitomizes everything wrong with Man United, basically. Him and Marcus Rashford. Look, at the end of the day, you got a 37-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, people have got different opinions, and I don't need to go into it in too much detail. And we understand that people say he's a problem, etc. For me, I'd be very consistent. The problem's always a young player. You can never look at the 37-year-old as a problem, because at the end of the day, that person, how is that person showing more hunger and more desire than Rashford and Martial to make an impact? I just don't understand it. Like, for me personally, I've always questioned Martial's mentality, and I feel like what he's shown at Sevilla in the last couple of weeks, with what he said in terms of he's not happy there, and obviously the club is currently saying they're not interested in signing him, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes for Martial. So I feel like that's the issue. We need to get rid of these players. Martial, maybe Rashford might fall in that category. Pogba, who you guys know, I defend him tooth and nail, but he also falls in that category. He's not committed himself to Man United, so he can go as well. Obviously, he's going anyway, so it's irrelevant. But the point being is we need to start signing players that actually fit the system. Harry Kane would fit a system, but I don't think he solves the bigger issues. I don't know what you guys think about that. Does Kane coming in, I mean, we're speaking about Kane like he's even likely to come to us, but does Kane really solve the problems? Like, for me, the problems potentially are in strike, but I just think there's bigger issues at United than a striker. Like, what do you guys reckon about that? Biz, what do you reckon?
Yeah, man. My issue's always just been stemmed from upstairs, innit? Like, I like when you deep it in it, like you look at the women's team in it, they lost 4-1 against Man City a few weeks back. You look at the under-23s, they got busted up by City 3-0. Then the under-18s lost 5-1. Our senior team lost 4-1 the other day against City. So you just look from the top to the bottom, clubs just falling behind in it, and we keep doing this, but we keep trying to find a superhero to come and splash cash on and try and save the day, and that ain't gonna happen, innit? And if the next manager is to be Ten Hag, and obviously they're gonna go for the longer approach, they need to start using the scouts that we've got, and reset the recruitment system, and just stop trying to find these superheroes, innit? Like, let's use the scouts. Let's try and find, I'd love to find a Basuma before he becomes Basuma at Brighton. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't done that in such a long time, bro. Like, find a gem that's come in and that has the Man United factor and comes into the team and takes us to the next level. So I'm just hoping in the summer, innit, we can reset and we can start from something like that and just go from there. But the Harry Kane situation, like, obviously I'd love Harry Kane in it, but I think like if you got Ronaldo in your team, there's only space for one of those big marquee strikers that you can have in your team. Obviously the main problem of our team is the fullbacks and the midfield. We can't ignore that for another summer. So, I like Declan Rice as well, but is it really worth spending 150 mil when within that 150 mil you can find two, 3 quality players that can, help boost the squad, not just the starting lineup, but that's all I gotta say, really, bro.
Yeah, no, I've got a quick comment here from James. Also, just backing what you're saying. Our scouts any good? Obviously, this comes back to what I said not so long ago. Like, it seems that our scouts don't actually do a job. Like, they've just gone into the Premier League and said, "Oh, we've scouted 2 players, and it's Kane and Declan Rice." Like, everyone knows about Kane and Declan Rice. I mean, coming back to your comment regarding the gems, we've got a person there now with Ralph Rangnick, who's got a track record of unearthing gems. Obviously, he's done it practically everywhere he's gone. Like, Koja, how important is it, like, moving forward, that we actually, sort the club out in terms of actually operating like a normal football club, not just putting money down for the likes of Declan Rice and stuff, like actually looking at the deeper issues, which is our recruitment.
I think I might defend the Scouts a little bit because I feel like Man United's DNA was thrown away.
Carl's just a scout, isn't he? He's definitely one of the scouts.
No, because we in 2013, it's the same thing that keeps ringing in my head from the day that Woodward took a higher position in the club when he said about the Galactico sort of approach and showing that we have the most power in the transfer windows, and he ended up with Fellaini. Like it's a show off thing. It's a show off thing, and I remember I think it was after we finished second. Javier Ribalta, who was a scout at our club, left the club because he was told. He said, "Well, we're finding guys, and you man aren't doing anything with it. You're not taking notice of the players that we're finding for you. Your manager finished second. You gave him Lee Grant. Like you're not doing what you can to improve the situation at Man United Football Club. So it was a waste of time for him. And when you have level of scouts like that, and a lot of them have been at Man United for a long time, even during Alex Ferguson years. So the ability to find talent that hasn't been lost. It's about how we, as a club, how we utilize. Apparently, we scouted was it like 70 right backs and came back with Wan-Bissaka. So there you go. But anyway, no, Ralph Rangnick is key because I want him to bring that back to the club. I want him to bring back that ethos of young first, and then if you need to bring in one or two established players, you do that to make the team better. That's what I want. So you find your Rafaels and Fabios, for example, but then you can also sign your Michael Carricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be smart in the window. That's what we need. Smart more than anything else. And Rangnick is a very smart man. So I'm hoping that he can guide us. But man, I'm also scared that Murto might find his inner Woodward since they are boys and try and shag him. So I'm scared, man. I'm worried. I am worried. I can't lie.
Woodward definitely be messaging Mert. So listen, I'll drop you 10 grand if you fuck up Man United. Like if this summer, I just said just ruin it all. I said extra 10k. But listen, a player we have signed is Bruno Fernandes. I've seen your tweet. I've seen Jerry's tweet. I've seen a few of you actually comment on this matter, and I feel like for once, actually, I'm surrounded by a lot of people that are pro Bruno, which isn't common in our fan base, as you all know.
Weird.
This is probably the only panel that's pro Bruno. Like every other panel that I've seen is like there's always someone hating on it. So Zags, I'm going to come to you. I have seen your tweet, but obviously for those that haven't, what are your thoughts on the Bruno Fernandes situation? Of course, he signed a new contract, I believe, to 2026 with a opportunity to extend for an extra year. It seems like it wasn't well received in the United fan base, should we say? What have you made of it?
Well, I don't really agree with the Bruno slander because I just think it's a bit over the top. I think there's about 10 dead food men in the team that you can go at before we can even talk about Bruno not being good enough. I feel like the contract is a bit wrong. I'm not saying that he hasn't deserved the contract or whatever. I just feel like the timing is wrong. There's no rush. He has 3 years left on his deal. Obviously, before this, he had 3 years left on his deal. So it's not like you're going to lose him on a free soon. You don't even know who the manager is. Just wait 4 months. I said it on a live. I was just like, can't you not just wait 4 months or 3 months or 2 months or to next season just so you can see if Ten Hag or Poch likes Bruno? Like, it's not going to... I'm not saying that the next manager's not going to like Bruno. If you don't like Bruno, now you've got a player more wages than he was before, and he's going to be worth more than he was. And I don't think teams are going to just spend 100+ million to get Bruno out of Man United, because if he's not playing for the next manager, then he's going to be a depreciating asset in the first place. So I look at it in terms of in a business sense, because apparently that's what Man United is supposed to be good at, fucking business, which is a load of bollocks in my eyes. But I look at it like business. It doesn't even make sense because you're not planning to sell him anyway. It doesn't make sense at all. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I like Bruno. I think a lot of people that get onto Bruno, oh, he's Hollywood ball, this and that. I get annoyed with that too. Don't get me wrong. Everyone does. We don't like a player losing a ball, but I feel like if we don't have Bruno in the team, it's the same argument with Ronaldo. Ronaldo got a lot of hate, a lot of criticism. But if we didn't have Ronaldo this season, where would we have been? Cavani's not shown up. no one says a word. He's got this propaganda PR machine at Man United that the fans just love. But we criticize Ronaldo, who's actually one of our legends and heroes, and he's actually done something in the Man United shirt, and he's come back and he's doing it again. And now we're doing it with Bruno, which is a bit weird. He's been our best player since he's arrived. It's just weird. So in terms of the contract situation, the time is not right. But you know what? Like, I like Bruno, innit? And the people that criticize him, I just think it's just like, what are you doing, man? Like, honestly, there's so many other players you can criticize justifiably. Bruno is one of them ones where it's like, you know what? I'll cut you some slack because at least you're not as crap as everyone else.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I agree with pretty much everything you said. Like, for me personally, the biggest issue is, and I said to obviously Jerry as well, I'm not happy with the timing, to be honest. I don't mind Bruno Fernandes getting a contract. Apparently, he's still earning less than Rashford, which is completely baffling to me if that is the case. And apparently, he's still earning less than Martial, even with his new contract. Obviously, that was a pay rise. But the timing is massively off for me. It kind of reminds me similar to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing. Like when Ole was doing fantastic when he first came in, and they could have just waited until the end of the season to be like, okay, you know, let's give you a full contract or whatnot. But they basically signed him up after his 13-win streak, and as soon as he got that contract, it went downhill for him. Not to say that will happen with Bruno Fernandes as well, but I just feel like they should have waited, to be honest, because at the end of the day, we don't know who the new manager is unless he's spoken to the new manager and the club's already aware. Then, of course, that would change the situation. But Jerry, what have you made the whole Bruno situation, the contract, and just the general criticism towards him? Do you think it's justified? Or where do you sit on it?
Yeah, well, just quickly when you just said the timing, I any problem with it because he was gonna get a new contract anyway. Like people say, let's wait till the new manager comes. He was gonna sign it. They've been talking about this new deal for what, over a year now. Now when he signs it, like he was gonna sign, like he's gonna leave. Like, don't know. I don't get the big fuss about like how does it affect anything really? Like,
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I think people are frustrated because I think we've all, as fans, look at the club in a way like these men don't care what the manager wants. They do what they want. Like if you're signing Bruno before the manager's even walked in through the door. See, if it was Oli was there and they done it, cool. Because you know Oli likes Bruno, but you don't know if he's gonna like or Pochettino. And what I'm saying is, or what other people are saying is, you could have just waited until they walked through the door, saw the player firsthand, and said, "Yeah, I like him, sign him up." I mean, I think that's where the thing is, the frustration is, because we're at crossroads at the moment, man. We're in this like we don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
We're going to go left with Poch. We don't know if we're going to go right with Haag. We don't know. So to commit to something it kind of just shows like the club make their own decisions and the managers just go with it. That's kind of how it seems. But
Jerry, I think the echo's coming from your mic, by the way, because I've muted everyone's turn. I don't know. I think it's your mic because I've muted mine a few times. It's not. Just maybe put headphones in. But just to add to what Zog just said there, for me to add to that is hypothetically speaking, with Bruno Fernandes, obviously we don't know what they've said to him, but I would imagine they've said to him, look, you're a key player at Man United, because he currently is very key player. What's to say if Poch or Ten Hag comes through the door and he's not a key player in neither of their plans? So then you've got a player that's been promised to be a key player, and he's not going to be a key player for the new manager potentially. So I just think it just puts us in a situation where there could be potential issues when we could have just waited. Like, that's what I just don't understand. Like, the club works so backwards. I would have preferred Ten Hag, or let's just say Poch. Poch walks through the door, sits down with Bruno Fernandes, said, "You know what? We want to keep you. You're going to be a key player, XYZ." But Poch could quite easily walk through the door and say, "We want to keep you, but you're not going to be a key player. I'm going to rotate you with Van der Beek, etc. So you probably won't play as many minutes, etc." And Bruno, that might upset Bruno. So, like, for me, it was just pointless. Like, I just don't think it was needed. Literally could have waited 2 months. But Jerry, what do you reckon?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you lot are saying, but for me, regardless, I think he's gonna be a key player anyway. Like, I know we don't know the future, but I think whoever comes in, I think Bruno's gonna have a big part to play because he's not world class, but he's a good player. The way people talk about him like he's some useless player, like it baffles me to the bone, bro. Like you can criticize him, cool, but let's not forget, bro, when he came until now, he's contributed a lot. I know we ain't won trophies, but like Zog says, there's other dead ballers that we should be talking about before even Bruno Fernandes. So when people say sell him,
Which dead ballers are you referring to, Jerry?
Whole team. The whole team.
No, name names.
Luke Maguire.
You know the name. There you go.
God, Rashford. I mean, Jones go. I can name the whole team.
That's bare, man. Nah, man. I'm like when people talk about Bruno, I criticize him a lot. Like when watching the games, I get frustrated when he tries things. But like even the Champions League game recently, when he came off, I was a bit baffled. Like I know you weren't having a great game, but we need to score, bro. Like, and why is he coming off? Even Bruno could have the deadest game, but he can pop up with the goal the moment that we need. And him coming off was like, I didn't quite agree with that, but
it's crazy because he did it in the first leg. He was having a
and he got the decisive.
He got the decisive.
Man. So like,
That's Bruno, though, isn't it? That's Bruno.
Yeah, man. They shoot
go
that,
spike.
bro. Goals and assists. I'm sorry when people say GA
Involved FC, yeah.
GA merchants, bro.
What?
The aim of football is to score goals. Like, it's the main part of football. That's the aim. Score more goals than the opponent. When people say, he's just a goals and assist merchant, I'll have a few of those. Certain man ain't doing that. So for me, big up Bruno. I'm happy he stays because listen, he's a quality player and he's he mid-20s? I think it's a good signing, man. I think he can get better, obviously, with the new coach. Hopefully he can refine his game a bit, but listen, I'm positive about the signing, man.
Yeah, I think in terms of the GA merchant thing, obviously that's quite funny. But look, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, obviously I don't say he's a stat pad and stuff like that. I just think people like that are quite clearly got an agenda against him. But for me, it's not even about that. It's just that, like, I suppose the first leg against Atletico Madrid was a perfect example. I thought it was shocking up until this is. That was the only good moment he had. Really, I mean, there was other couple of moments here and there, but in general, a player of his caliber, I expect him to have a massive impact on those games. I just feel like a lot of moments he doesn't really perform, and it's similar with Rashford as well. You know, he hasn't really performed to the level, but they always end up getting a goal or assist. So for me personally, it's about the overall performance. I'd rather have a Mesut Ozil, for example, with his shit stats than a Bruno Fernandes, because I know Mesut Ozil in the 10 will offer me more when he's on song. So that's just my personal opinion. But to be fair to Bruno,
hold on. So what if he's not on song? Then what?
Pardon?
What if he's not on song? He's from power. I don't want that. I want someone. If you're playing bad, you're playing good, you can affect the game.
That's the main thing, bro.
Yeah, but if someone was to offer me Ozil or Bruno, obviously not Ozil right now, but Ozil when he first got to Arsenal, or Bruno Fernandes, 10 out of 10, I would take Ozil 100%. I mean, I'm a bit biased because Ozil's like one of my favorite number 10s going, but like for me personally, it's just the way he plays the game. He's in the key moments. He's in the final third, and the way Manchester United play under Oli and under Ralph, we don't really play with a clear plan. Like there's not really an adept. No, but there's not a clear plan. So basically, the ball goes to Bruno Fernandes, and the attack just breaks down a lot because he's wasteful on the ball. Obviously, recently he hasn't been as bad for me. I think people are still over exaggerating to the extent that they're sort of criticizing, but a lot goes through him. And if he's on song, Manchester United do well. But if he's having a bad day, Manchester United tend to have a bad day because we're too reliant on Bruno Fernandes. I just feel like a lot goes through him, and I'd rather someone who just kept. This goes for Pogba as well, by the way. So Pogba is included. Both of them just keep the ball moving, and obviously try and flip your play 1-2 touch. They take too long on the ball, both of them.
Who they're passing to?
I just want to say, like the Random are not really doing their jobs either. So like,
absolutely, it's a collective. But we're talking about Bruno Fernandes here.
I don't think Bruno takes too long on the ball. I think he's the opposite. I think
he's just quick.
Bruno's too quick. Sorry, Pogba takes too long. Bruno is the opposite. If anything, he needs to be a bit more composed on the ball. He's like one touch flicks and whatnot, but he's just too wasteful on possession, like for me, and it's massively frustrating because he's in key areas that if he is, oh fuck,
he cut off.
Even the internet was like, nah, I'm not taking
wasn't that?
No, but this whole Bruno thing, like, no, you're right. He is very, very quick on the ball, but then that's because our players are sleeping. We don't have man them that are quick on the ball, whatever. Like, this is why I got to Martial because, like, for example, with you, you have all the you have the physical ability. I know we don't like doing black players and power PMP, but he's got that to do the quick 1-2 and then use his strength and his speed, his zing man, get out there and get in behind. Rashford, same thing. But these might not do it enough. So as much as I want to get to Bruno, which is correct, because he's been like a 4 out of 10 in recent time, these men around him have not been doing their jobs for far too long, especially the two donuts behind him. So it's one of them ones where I sympathize with him a little bit as well. Can't lie. It was just a 30 thing, man. Imagine looking to the right wing and you see Wan-Bissaka there.
I think the worst thing about it,
he's created the most chances in the league.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think if Bruno was in a better team, he would be appreciated way more.
Yes, 1,000,000%.
If he chose City over us, this would have been a very different conversation.
See, people think he won't play for Pep's team, but he would. Kevin De Bruyne.
So do you think he could play in a possession-based team then?
Because he'll be the fourth line. He'll be the fourth line.
Do you know why Bruno looks bad? It's because when he does lose the ball, we're not good at keeping the ball and winning the ball back. So it looks like we get countered all the time. Yes, but in a team that's structured and rigid and knows what they're doing on and off the ball, he can afford to lose the ball. We had this with Scholes. We had this with so many players, man. But they didn't get punished because the team around them worked like dogs. Ronaldo is the best example of a guy. His whole team was carrying him. But because he was so good, this is what football is become weird at the moment. Like, we don't celebrate individual brilliance. We want robotic football. But when we do get it, we complain it's boring and we want individual brilliance. But when we do get that, we want it needs to be in the system. Bring me back to 2000s football. Bring me back to that. Bring me back. I would just watch a game, see a man score a goal, celebrate it, and not be at the end of the game. Yeah, but we won because it was individual brilliance. Do you know how many titles we won on individual brilliance? Pisses me off, man. Actually pisses me off. And now we got this, like, it's true though. Like, we've got this thing of like goals and assists. Like you guys were saying, like, it's not a bad thing. Fucking hell, people go on like scoring goals and getting assists is a bad thing. Right. Like what Jerry said, give me more of those, innit? Just give me more. Give me more people that get 30 goals and 20 assists in the season. You see what happens to United. Just pisses me off. That's my rant.
You know what? Listen, I'm gonna get Biz in here because obviously he's been patiently waiting. Biz, what do you reckon? Obviously, I know you're a huge Bruno fan, but do you think he's a bit of unfair judge? And obviously, your thoughts on him getting a new contract?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, Bruno's my guy, man. Like we've all said, in it, there's so many other problems in this team, and especially this season more than ever, bro. The lack of movement around. I watch Bruno have the ball, and I just see nobody trying to get in behind. Like last season, that the main thing that Bruno used to always do: get the ball, look for Rashford, and the amount of times Rashford would get caught offside, but kept doing it, bro. But you could say that's something that they've worked on in training. This season, it's just like no one is moving. Everyone's just standing still. And then, like, obviously, Kojo said, the idiots behind him, they don't help him, bro. There's no support around. So then he's having to just do the Hollywood pass because he wants to get things moving quicker, innit? And just transitioning into that fire on third. But United, it's just, bro, we're just all over the place. So disjointed. And I'm just hoping this summer, innit, we just find the right players. And the thing is, we've got players in the youth that have been scouted very well. Like, obviously, Alvaro Fernandez, I think, can just run into that left-back position straight away. We've got Ethan Laird, obviously. I'm worried about his fitness at the moment, but I think he can come into another fullback. Obviously, there's James Garner in the midfield. There's players that we can try, innit? But it's, man, this season just couldn't have gone any worse for me, bro. I never expected it to go this bad, innit? But it's just gone so bad.
I don't think anyone's did busy. I'm not watching back the prediction when they put it that way. Yo, we were a bit too happy with our prediction video, bro.
Right, brother. I was all talking about quads and that.
It's been an absolute shambles, but it's been honestly, God, that prediction video. I'm time like this. I'm happy I'm not a big YouTuber because the way we would have got clipped. Lord.
Wow. I'll be fair. I think this whole season has kind of. I thought Chelsea was going to win the title, but they've dropped off. Liverpool shocked me. I'll be real.
Yeah, I had them in fourth.
Yeah.
I've had them.
You know, I thought I said they could finish fifth just because fuck it, it's Liverpool. But nah, they might win the title, innit? And I thought United would do better, obviously, but you can't predict them, man.
What frustrates me the most is just Arsenal. I'm starting to see them.
Yeah, that's the nagging thing in my head. That
Bro, you know how like Liverpool was starting to get it together when they bought Mane, and then obviously then Salah come. You can just see it with Arsenal, innit? It's just a couple more signings away. And
they need the season like we had this season, innit? Like we thought we was on the same trend, innit? And then they just went like, oh man. I got a whole family full of Arsenal people. Fuck that, man.
Yo, flipping, that's peak for you, bro. Because Arsenal fans are chatting too much. That's the only reason I care about this game tomorrow. Because we need to just somehow overtake them. But just before I move on, just want to get this question. Well, it's a comment more than a question. Because I let you rebuttal this. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, our youth is not that good.
It's not that good. Yeah, I understand that to an extent. I do feel like there's a lot of room for improvement, but I feel that there has been a lot of chop and change as well. A lot of players have gone out on loan. It's just the structure of the club, innit? Like, it's just all over the place. And yeah, I do understand that, but I do think there's a lot of good talent as well that can come into the first team and help out the first team. But yeah, overall, there still is a lot of room for improvement. But I feel like it's definitely going back in the right direction. I think they added those two scouts. I've forgotten their name. One was from Crystal Palace. I've forgotten his name. Yeah, he's come from the beginning of the season, and obviously, yeah. So obviously, like, he's been adding a few players into the mix. So it's going in the right direction. Obviously, we can win the Youth Cup. That's something we haven't done in nearly a decade. So,
yeah, Silver, but I'm going to be shameless and claim that, by the way.
Bro, I'm listen, see when tickets go on sale, I'm going to that game. I don't care, bro. That's the only thing we can pick up this season.
Under 18s is like, when I was watching them play, I was like, wow, like, this is actually good football. I ain't seen that at Old Trafford for so long. I was watching the Everton one. I just flicked it on in there. Just thought, let me just watch it. I was like, what? They are saucing them up. And I saw Garnacho from like 2 minutes on the ball, and I was like,
game, by the way.
Good. Yeah, I'm like, he's a good player. He looks different from everyone else.
My number 10 right there. My number 10 right there.
He ripped them, and I was like, man, I forgot what it looks like to like watch good football in a United shirt. And it's just like, it's mad that the passes, the composure on the ball, the one-touch passing. I'm just like, how is these kids doing it? But this first team, I don't know, man.
I mean, it comes down to a lot. I think the first team is massively flipping. It's just in a massive mess, and obviously it comes down to coaching and difference, obviously structure and etc. But I suppose that leads me on nicely to the next conversation, which is the managerial situation. We'll kind of keep this brief because I want to get a quick chat on the Leicester game as well. I just want to go.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Hey.
Man's got that internet, bro. Man's got that talk internet, bro.
Bruh,
bro, my internet is calm. I don't even know what's going on. I've had this bloody internet for the same flipping about 10 years. I've never had issues, but God knows, man, this stream got finessing me, the man. I have to ring them up. But anyways, as I was rudely interrupted. Pochettino, Ten Hag, lads, give me your thoughts. Obviously, both are rumored massively. Fabrizio Romano's come out and said nothing's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. I suppose we'll just go through the line. Koji, we'll start with you. I know your thoughts, but obviously let the people know who would you want and why.
I'm going to say I'm cool with either before anyone comes to kill me. But I have said Poch a lot more than Ten Hag. It's not a thing against Ten Hag. I feel like Pochettino, forget about the Premier League experience. I feel like Pochettino will work better in terms of how the squad is right now in terms of slowly building it, because we've got a lot of bums, but he's got better with bums. Ten Hag's football, a lot of these players, and when I say a lot of these players, 95% of these players do not know how to play that type of football. So the kind of patience that United fans need to have, they don't have it. But he's a good coach at the end of the day. He's got a style of play, he's got an identity, and I like that. Pochettino's losses are highlighted more with PSG than Ajax, obviously for obvious reasons. PSG are the money bags. And no one cares when Ajax lose to go ahead Eagles, but life is life. But I'm honestly quite cool with Ivor, to be honest, at this point. I'm just tired, man. I want a manager that's allowed to do what he wants, because there's an idea that Pochettino doesn't build. He's not a long-term manager, and I'm like, well, when he was at Tottenham, he was begging them to let him build the next team after they finished second, and they didn't listen. They refused. They paid 30 million for Mohamed Sissoko. He warned against it, but hey, what can you do? You know, he has his faults as well, don't get me wrong. And with Ten Hag as well, in transfer window overall, he's been good. I think his transfers have worked always for Ajax. They've got a style of play, so they identify a certain style of player. Whether he's there or not, they'll continue to do that because that is Ajax identity. But he is a good manager. And my only thing with him is he struggles badly against teams that play a direct style of football. It's like he starts sweating heavily, like a Ghanaian man eating fufu. So, on the real, I don't want him to come here and then we start losing to these teams that just play long balls, because he hates that. He hated it against Tottenham when they went in the second half of that Champions League semi-final. He hated it against Benfica as well. So that's another thing that's in my mind. But as long as it's one of them and it's not, I don't know, whoever else is being linked at this point, just bring him in and let him do his damn job, man.
Well, I mean, Cody, you've kind of spoken about two. Obviously, for me, there's only one option really for me, and he ain't got any hair. So, listen, it has to be the bald man. It has to. There's something about bald managers at the moment. It's a trend. They're doing well. Listen, I want Ten Hag 110%. You guys know that, anyways. But before I give my thoughts on the matter, Jerry, what do you reckon? You've heard Koja give a very balanced points on both managers. Where do you sit?
I'm literally torn. I keep changing it, man, because for me, at first, this Ten Hag thing, sorry, I wasn't buying it, man. I can't lie. Like, I'm not gonna be ignorant and say I know who he is or I've watched Ajax play. I just thought everyone was just screaming Ten Hag. I'm thinking, what? Who's this guy? Like, I know he manages Ajax, but is he elite? Like, is he that guy? Like, let's just calm down, bro. Everyone's just screaming Ten Hag, get Ten Hag, the football, yeah. Bro, we went out the Champions League. I flipped over to Ajax. They're out as well. So I was thinking, bro, boy, it's not looking good. They had, was it Benfica? They should be going through. I'm sorry. You won every group game and you kind of bottled it. So for me, Ten Hag, I'm scared that he can't rise to the United spotlight, because Ajax, yeah, they're a big club, but Man United is different, man. And like Kojo said, the patience. I don't have patience. I'm just gonna admit that.
we know you don't have patience. You had high expectations this season, Jerry.
I don't care. Like, people say, yeah, whoever comes, we're gonna give them time. No, we're not. Let's be real, guys. No, we're not. That first season, let him lose a couple silly games. We're thinking, yo, is this guy the right guy for us? Because I'm not sure on Ten Hag, man. I'm not sure, but doing my research, I like the way he plays football. Because like we all said, we've been dying to see good football in a while. So that's an aspect. But Poch, for me, because I've seen it firsthand, he's rebuilt two teams that I've seen. Obviously, people say Prem experience, Klopp didn't have any, Tuchel didn't have any, but I think it helps. Like, he wouldn't need to. There wouldn't be an adaptation period really, because I think he knows the players, he knows how the league is, and he's a good manager. I don't get this narrative that he's crap. Like, as soon as you mention Poch, oh yeah, he's a bottle job. He's this. He's freaking, bro, chill out, bro. He's a good manager. Like, let's be Tottenham before Poch. No one was talking Tottenham. He built that club into a top 6 club, like a top club. They were in title races, and obviously he didn't have the facilities. And with United, he could have more. So for me, Poch right now, I'll be more satisfied with Poch. Ten Hag can come, but I'll be shook. I can't lie. I'll be shitting myself in face.
Shook. Man would be shook to play better football,
bro,
you know.
I can see it now. Ten Hag away to Burnley, he's thinking, yo, what is this? He starts doing some next stuff, and bro, like Cole just said, we don't even have the players for that right now. And like I said, I'm an impatient guy. Next year, I'm not gonna say we're collecting, but Why can't we go for a title challenge?
Oh, Jerry, don't start. Don't start the why can't we?
No, I don't care, bro. Like,
Even I'm not buying that now.
Let me explain because
that's Jerry's favorite line. Why can't we? Why can't we win the Champions
League?
No, why can't we?
Because this season, most of us said title challenge. No, we did.
Yeah, we did, but none of us predicted us in the top 2. We all said third.
Yeah, but boy, that's the
a lot of us said we just want to be in the title race in March. We're out of everything. We're in the top 4 race, bro. Let's not relive what we said, Jerry. It's dark times, bro.
All right, cool. I'm gonna kind of contradict myself here, but the players we have, if a manager just makes the brave decisions, like drop Wan-Bissaka, drop Maguire, drop McFred, like do the brave decisions, I think our team will be a lot better than it is. Like the centre backs, I'm sorry, Bailly. I know, Coach, you're not a big fan of Bailly, but bro, he ain't even been used. Varane,
he's never seen
man's made out of biscuits, bro.
Lindelof's been our best CB, and well, you can't even get in the team right now. Wan-Bissaka, the less said about him, the better. Because I could go on and on. McFred, I still getting played. That's another thing. Next year, I think they will play again. The next manager will continue to play McFred. Then we're all in the mud because it'll be like 3 managers now, all playing these men. I think we're seeing the game wrong.
I don't think Ten Hag plays McFred. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm going to say this right now. If Ten Hag comes in and he plays those 2, don't come into the podcast. You won't like me.
No, I'm telling you right now, I'm leaving my own group chat if that happens. But listen, obviously, Jerry, you said a lot about Ten Hag. Obviously, I respect that you're honest and say you don't know a great deal in it. So, like, for me personally, right, with the Ten Hag thing, I think he'll play Van de Beek a lot. Because at Ajax, Van de Beek was fantastic for him, and I think he's got good relationship with him. He'll probably get the best out of him. That's what I'm hoping from that perspective. But you kind of spoke about the patience thing, and I tweeted that the other day, and I think for me personally, my United fan base is absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. The way people were after Ralph after 2 games. Obviously, we had the Crystal Palace game that everyone was gassed, including myself. Yo, we're pressing. What's going on? We're back. We're back with the Champions League. We got Ronaldo, we're pressing. You know, we got Sancho, we're pressing. Like, even our gas. But the thing is, the hyperbole of opinion. One day, be like, nah, you know what? We might get third. Like, and then 1 game later. Literally 1 game later, the game after the Palace one. You know what? Ralph ain't it, man. Ralph ain't it. He came out. Why did we get rid of Oli? That is just that's the issue, United, and I understand a bit of it. I know a bit of them, but it's just like messaging me. You must want to Oli out for this. Straight away, him and Kish. Straight away there, yo. You must flipping hounded out our legend Oli for this guy. But the point is, right, literally after 1 month, United fans were writing off writing off Ralph. Like, firstly, it's going to take a long, Poch or Ten Hag, whoever it may be, it's going to take them both at least a season minimum to implement their style of play. The players are nowhere near fit enough. You saw when Klopp first initially came in, it took him 2 years to get the players up to pace. I remember consistently with Liverpool in particular, the first 2 seasons, after 60 minutes, the players would tire out every single game without fail. 60 minutes, and the last 30 minutes of the game, the players were dead on their feet. Every single game with Liverpool. Ask any Liverpool fan, 2 to 3 years. It took them a long time. Of course, Klopp started further back because the team he inherited was a lot worse on paper than the players that a Man United manager is going to inherit. So I would expect for it to take quicker than 3 years. But the point being is, it's going to take a long time, whoever it is. And that includes me. Obviously, I've got to drop my pride. I don't want Poch. You guys know that. I want Ten Hag. But if Poch comes in, the first season has to be a write-off. I can't sit here. Obviously, I'm going to be disappointed if we drop points to, I don't know, Norwich, Watford, etc. But we can't be getting onto these guys back because at the end of the day, they need a full 20-man squad at least to get their actual implement their style, because this squad has got... It's got like 6 managers, players in it.
Nah, bro, it's not a write-off. Nah, it can never be a write-off. Manchester United.
When I said write-off, I'm saying top 4. I mean, that's a given in Man United. Top 4, but I'm saying...
It's not, though. So we finish
no, but when I said write-off, I'm not saying, if we come 8th, I'm going to be buzzing. But what I'm saying is, like, you'll get top 4, give or take. But in terms of performances X, Y, and Z, you're gonna have to give him time. Because he's not going to be able to come in and click his fingers. Like even with Ollie, it took him time. Like I gave Ollie time as well. I was Ollie out until when we lost 2-0 to Burnley at home. Then after that, I had enough. But prior to that, Ollie deserved the time, and it's important that Poch or whoever it is gets the time as well. Because people aren't giving Ralph time. He's only an interim, and people are like Sky Sports and all these outlets are killing Ralph. Like he's going to be here for the next 3 years. That people need to relax. Like, Zogs, what are your thoughts, Poch, before I disconnect again? Poch or Ten Hag, what do you reckon, my guy? You've obviously heard what the three said.
I want Ten Hag. I wouldn't be that upset if we got Poch, I'll be real. But for me, it's the easier decision. It's the right decision. And what I mean by that is Ten Hag is going to come in and things are going to change. And I feel like that's what the whole most of the United fan base wants. I don't think it's Ten Hag per se. I think it's a symbolism of everything we've seen up to the last decade. It's going to change because Ten Hag is going to demand his way and Ralph's going to help his way and blah, 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 right? Whereas Poch is more of a case of the same. And I think Jerry touched on it earlier, or Koji, one of them. No, Koji, because you're the one. You're in Poch. You see what he's done with Tottenham? I think the United look at that and they thought, like he was doing it on limited budget. He was doing what Daniel Levy said.
They're licking their lips, bro.
They're thinking, for us, he was getting top 4 consistently. Yeah. That's why I feel like they want Poch. I think say I want Poch because he's going to win us the Premier League or Champions League because he ain't done that. So you can't say that. So the only thing you could say is that Pochettino guarantees you stability. Obviously, I like his character as a manager. Like he's a likable person. He has a style of play, a way of playing, and he brings in a youth player. So it fits in with the Man United model, but it fits in with the Glazers model. Whereas he's not going to be a pain in the arse and ask me, that player. He's going to come in and kind of just...
No. Because that's why it fell apart at Tottenham. Exactly. That's what he was begging for.
It, bro. But you got Conte crying and it's like been 2 months, bro. And he's already like saying, we need different players.
Because, bro, if you don't mind, because Pochettino went and spoke to Lineker, started talking some stuff about furniture and needing new furniture in the house when the old furniture was something like that. But essentially, it was, I need new man. He just finished second and he needed new man. He was begging for new bodies because he knew what was next. So, like, the reason why Tottenham have failed since as well is because what he was begging for, they desperately needed. Obviously, yes, he had a part to play in how poor their league form was towards the end of his tenure. Absolutely. I'm not going to just take that away from him. He has to hold corn for that. But if a manager can see the writing on the wall and you don't back him, there's only so much you can do. Sissoko, Harry Winks, Bergwijn, Lucas Moura, Serge Aurier, and then over
Lucas Moura got him into Champions League final. Put respect on his name, my guy.
What you're saying is he's gonna find the same problems at United, though.
Don't forget, Ten Hag.
Look, listen. I think Pochettino's going to have the same problems that he faced at Tottenham at United because we run in a very similar way. We're not trying to be the best. If Man United was trying to be the best, everything would be different. We would be spending money like crazy. We would be doing everything to be number one. I feel like the Glazers don't care about being number one. They talk a good game, which is why. But if your actions, you can talk the talk all you want, bro, but your actions speak for yourself. And we've been shit for the past 10 years. They've proven that they're not good owners. They've proven that they can't put good football people in there. So Ten Hag represents, Ralph's come in. So maybe things are going to change because he's a footballing guy. And then Ten Hag's going to come in and he's already said to them, listen, I want budget, I want this, I want that. So he's already demanded, this is what I want. So I think that's why people want Ten Hag, and because he's bald.
I think, I think it's the same though. I think Poch, obviously we didn't see his quotes and that, but I'm sure he's saying the same thing as Ten Hag. Like you said Poch to win the league or Champions League. So what's Ten Hag there to do then? This is the same thing. He ain't won the Champions League. Yeah, he's won a few. What's the league called?
He's won the league.
Yeah, but if Poch wins the league this season, it's the same. Like they're even really. So Well,
Can I ask,
it's
can I, can I
I
ask a
don't know. I
question?
don't know. It's not the same.
Can I ask a question to you? Can I ask a question to everybody then? Because what's the guarantee that Ten Hag will come in and make this change? Because at Ajax, he walks into a team that basically everything's like I said, the model stays the same. Whether he's there or not, they do their thing.
The
Innit?
structure's perfect there, no?
Exactly. So they know what manager they want next. When he goes, they replace him. But my thing is there a guarantee that he's going to come in and do the same thing? Because he might work nicely with Ranić, but when Ranić eventually leaves,
yeah.
what happens then? Because we know Man United are the issue, but
Yeah.
I'm asking the question.
There's no guarantee in anything, man. There's no guarantee that Pep was going to do well at Man City. There was no guarantee that Klopp was going to do well.
That was a guarantee.
It wasn't because in his first season, hold on.
No, first season, cool. But
I
he was always coming.
I remember vividly. People were saying, "This football can't be done in this league. Long ball football." Exactly what you said about long ball football.
Bruv, when they got bust up by 4-0 by Everton, Tom Davies and them, man, man was questioning Pep round them times.
Bro, I was running every Pep agenda known to man, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Remember the Happy New Year? The Happy New Year meme?
I said he needed that checkbook.
And you know what? To be fair, he used it well. Well, used it wisely, didn't he?
Because they run like a football club, man. They run like a proper football club. But yeah, there's no guarantee, man. Like Ten Hag and Pochettino, there's pros and cons to both, and it's just I think with Ten Hag there's more hope. I think Pochettino just kind of symbolizes more of the same. But like I said, I won't be asked either way. Like I back him. I back whoever. I'll give them time. I like Jerry.
Yeah, just to answer Kojo's question, Jerry wants to come in there. Just to answer Kojo's question quickly, like the structure thing is a massive issue for either manager, not just Ten Hag. Obviously, he's at Ajax. It's the perfect model, really, which is something that I'd hope he could potentially try to implement at United moving forward. Because Ajax for me is a perfect foundation. But even Poch, like you've already alluded to, at Tottenham Hotspur, the guy was on a shoestring budget. The guy that turned water into wine at Tottenham, to be quite frankly honest with you, in terms of what he did with the sort of materials he had, so to speak. So I think you got to put respect to Pochettino in that sense. But for me, with Ten Hag, the difference is, right, he has a clear identity. I know Poch plays good football as well, and he has done at Tottenham. But for me, Ten Hag, I know exactly what I'm getting, and I just think it works nicely for what I want to see at Manchester United. And I've already said it before to you guys, like, I want us to sign players that come in and suit a system. I want Ten Hag to, hypothetically, Ten Hag comes in, I know X, Y, and Z player does not suit the way Ten Hag plays. You know, I know that, you know, let's say Van der Beek, as an example, could potentially flourish in a Ten Hag system. And I think, for me, that's very important. If we're going to try and move forward and try to be a system team, we need someone who's got clear routes and clear plans that are very easy to follow for the board, because the board quite clearly are inept, and we know that. So for me, I just think Ten Hag brings more clarity, and obviously the Ty shared those quotes from what Ten Hag said, and also it was extremely clear in terms of his attention to detail. Again, Ralph Ranić, similar to Ten Hag in the sense that he spoke very well on the pitch that hasn't materialized. But for me, it's going to take these guys time, even Poch, it's going to take him time for them to really implement the system. So I just like the fact that Ten Hag has a clear direction, and that's something that I want to see at United.
Doesn't Poch have a clear direction?
What was that, sorry?
Doesn't Poch have, like, people say clear identity, like, does he really? Like, if I ask you what's Ten Hag's identity, I don't think you could tell me.
Ten Hag plays possession-based, very fluid attack, likes to play one-touch football. Like, for me, that's what I want to see at United. It's not something that I've seen enough of. Obviously, you know, in the quotes it said itself, you know, people referring to it as a mini Pep. But the thing with Ten Hag is, it's kind of like Van Gaal to an extent. Obviously, Van Gaal was a bit overkill, and it's the way he played possession football. But Ten Hag's like a modern day Van Gaal, in the sense that the way he wants the ball to be transitioned through the thirds, play that's Donny van der Beek or Ten Hag kind of plays with high IQ. Like, that's what you want at United, technically gifted players. And I'm not saying Poch won't bring that, but obviously I just think, I know Ten Hag would definitely bring that.
Okay.
Or try
Van
to.
Gaal was onto something, man. Van Gaal was onto something. We didn't give that guy enough time, bro.
I liked his identity, but we didn't have probably had midfield, man. Schweinsteiger and bloody.
Yeah,
Schneider
so imagine if
like,
he had better players. Like, when I think about it, raw, like, he actually had Smalling, fucking Daily Blind, Rojo, Valencia, like, actually passing out from the back
Yes, he
and
did.
bopping big teams, bro. We
Liverpool
couldn't break
away,
down the
man.
small teams.
Liverpool away was the best game I
I've
saw
ne-
first half. Mad.
United, even in Fergie's era, go to Anfield and slap Liverpool because Anfield was always
Yeah, tough
doesn't
game.
matter how good we was, how shit they was. Every time we went to Anfield, it was long.
Yeah.
Van
The
Gaal
only
went there and
time,
just
the only
said,
time we
"Bop, bop,
slapped
bop, bop."
Liverpool, I remember slapping Liverpool at Anfield was 07 or 08. I think we won there 1-0. Tevez scored. And bruv, if you ever watch that game back again, we should have won that game about 5-6-0. Ronaldo
Right.
missed like 2 sitters. Rooney missed a sitter. I even think Anderson missed a sitter as well. So that's the only time. So I give my credit to Van Gaal, man. Like that game away there, and even though they went down to 10 men, but still like
That was
we
our
were-
fault, though, innit? That was Gerrard, innit?
Stevie G.
Yeah, the Gerrard,
One
yeah,
field,
yeah.
man. Iconic.
Gerrard's us.
But yeah, like I think, like I said, man, I see the arguments for Poch. I see the arguments for Ten Hag. Even whoever we get is not a bad manager. We just need to just support and just pray in it that everything goes well in it. Like it can change so quick at United, man. It can change. All of a sudden, we get a few good players in. And then we, look at Arsenal.
I asked the question.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Hold on. Look at Arsenal though, yeah. Start of the season, I was trolling them. They were shit. Lost against Brentford, right? And all of a sudden, people going on like, oh, I can see something with Arsenal. I was like, yeah, that's because he's got a settled 11 that he plays week in, week out, and he knows, and he knows what he's gonna get. With United, we don't know what we're gonna get. So if we get rid of 3-4 players and we bring in 3-4 players, and those 3-4 players are good, the whole dynamic just shifts.
I don't agree.
I agree, Zobs, man.
I don't think we're as bad as what people think.
No. See, Zogs, what
we're
you're saying,
trash.
yeah? Because let me just say, because what you're saying, Zog, yeah, is what I said last summer, bro. What you're saying is what, and Kojo said to me, like, and I'm gonna quote Kojo and give him his flowers, yeah. Kojo was the only guy that I spoke to last season that said we need 7 players. He was everybody else said 3 or 4 max. No one else was even. When Kojo said 7, everyone's eyes were popping at the head like, Kojo, bro, you're being ridiculous. But know what? Sadly, he's been proven right. Like for me, I'm not gonna go down that route of we need a couple of players or we need wholesale changes and players like Maguire. Okay, he can go on the bench. Okay, might not have a big impact. You are right to an extent. Like for example, if you've got a proper DM and a centre back, it would massively help. Like the way it did with Liverpool, getting Van Dijk and Alisson, it completely transformed them. But they were the last pieces of the puzzle. Van Dijk was the last piece alongside Alisson. If we get centre back and a CDM, yeah, it'll improve us, but it's not gonna push us on to win a title. Like for me, I'm trying to win a title here, so I think we need 2 new fullbacks, CDM, centre back, which is 4 already. We need a left winger or right winger wherever Sancho's not playing. That's 5. Potentially a striker and potentially another centre mid to replace Pogba. So that's 7. So
no. 6.
Now
let's
go.
But we're talking about winning a title, or we're just getting into the top 4? Because getting into the top 4,
yeah, we need like 2-3 man,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like build towards it, and then you'll see momentum, and then all of a sudden you'll feel like we're going. But we're fucking 5th, and the team has been going through turmoil. And it's like if the team is this bad and it's 5th.
Who do you think can get the best out of Maguire? Because let's be real, he ain't coming out.
Jesus,
that's what I've accepted as well. He's
coming out the team. So
he's wearing that armband first game of the season, walking out of Old Trafford.
He's not coming out.
100%.
So this is where I think, like, I don't mind who the manager is, but I feel like Ten Hag might be able to work with Maguire a bit more, because when I look at him, he could play that similar role that Daily Blind does. I know Blind's got a higher IQ than him. But
bro, that IQ level's
that's just not slightly his level, yeah. That's like recovery pace, isn't it? Like Blind, we saw Blind wasn't the quickest, isn't it? And obviously, like, I feel like obviously Maguire's got the build and the height presence. I feel like that's where his advantage comes into play. So maybe, I don't know, Ten Hag he's gonna have to work 1-to-1 with some of these players, isn't it? Because we know they ain't gonna dip nowhere. So I just want to know, who do you lot think is the best manager to get the one-on-one players that need to improve for next season?
Man, Poch he's got previous, man. He improves a lot of players at Spurs. Like when you look at you got Dele Alli, you got even Vertonghen and Alderweireld. I can't lie, before Tottenham, obviously I knew Vertonghen played for Benfica.
Vertonghen was a left back.
Yeah,
and he molded him to a decent centre back.
that back four was solid. But you see Maguire, yeah. I'm sorry, man. Wallahi, bruv. We're not winning anything with that guy at the back, bruv. We're not. We need to.
Wallahi.
I said,
I
wallahi.
keep asking myself every couple of days. I say, "Wow, can he be coached?" Like, because, like you said, he's gonna be here. Like, he's the captain. Like, what do we do? Like, I don't know. Like, we can't just get rid of him. Like, he's gonna play. So,
Yes, we can.
How, bro?
Sack him.
Who's buying him?
I agree.
I don't know. I didn't say sell him. I said sack him.
Nah, but you're not gonna release a player, are you, man? Come on, man.
I will.
You know what? That needs to be more of a thing. Then all of these players will start acting proper, bro. Not fucking putting crap performances week in, week out. Cry that they got to go 5 p.m. Not train after 5 p.m. No, if you ain't coming in, you're sacked. I would love for football to be like that, but it never will be. But I would love for it to be like that. You know what I'm saying? If I don't turn up to work like Cavani, I'm getting sacked.
Yo, don't make Cavani. Oh, that guy's taking that.
His situation vexes me, man.
Bro, his celebration.
I read the fools, bro. He's a fraud, man.
He finessed us
He's not.
differently.
Yeah, he's a
He
fraud.
finessed us.
I honestly think, bro, from the minute they told him to back off that number 7 shirt, he was like, "You lot pissed me off." Bro. I could have gone back yard, bro. Yeah, and then you're telling me to back off the number 7 shirt. Nah, bun you, man.
In legit, he said after that, yo, I took it personally. Yo, Michael Jordan.
Proper, like,
honest to God,
proper.
that guy's finesse us. But
yeah.
Listen, I was gonna quickly finish off with a Leicester. Obviously, we're not going into too much detail. Dabs, we'll get you on for the next one, my guy, because we're just about to wrap up. I appreciate.
What does he want, man?
He wants to cause trouble, bro.
Let him on for 2 minutes. I just want to hear what he has to say because I know he's just gonna try and troll us.
Someone send him the link, please.
I'll send it to him.
Give him 2 minutes.
Just before he's coming out, I fucking lost my trail of thought. Yeah, so regarding United and Leicester, obviously we're not going into too much detail because it's already over an hour. So to go through the man. Biz, we'll start with you firstly. Do you care about this game firstly, and secondly, what are your thoughts gone into? Are you confident, or how are you feeling? It feels so weak because we're not playing in about 15 days. I think I feel it's a bit mad.
Nearly 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I do care, man. Care about every game United play. But am I confident? Slightly. Watching that Leicester game away at Arsenal, I just think, man, what are they up to, man? They're all over the place. They're as disjointed as us this season. So I want to kind of get revenge for that 4-2 defeat, man, because that was pretty embarrassing. So players have had enough time off, innit? Obviously, Bruno's gone away. He's built up some confidence, obviously, with him and Ronaldo doing their thing in the week. Even Maguire, bro, he had a decent game for England the other day. Like Luke Shaw as well, he banged. So hopefully these men, and obviously like Rashford, I see him training with the youngers and that. So
God, Rashford.
Let's just see in it, innit? Let's just see in it. But see, Sancho was cooking. So yeah, man. Even if we just get a 1-0 win, I'll take that.
Bro, I'm taking nothing less than 5-0. I ain't gonna lie. But Zags, what do you reckon, bro? How are you feeling for this Leicester game?
Not confident at all. I think every time I feel like United can beat anyone, innit? And they have shown that they can beat anyone, but I just feel like the teams we're expected to beat, we're in this position where I think they got Vardy out and Didi out. We're gonna make tough work of this tomorrow, no doubts. There has not been an easy game for United this season. Probably except for Leeds, and even that we kind of made it.
Leeds
but even the second one, even both, if you really think about it, could have went either way. You know, it was 1-1. All of a sudden, we took it away, and a 2-2, whatever. But I'm not that confident. I feel like we will win just because we're at Old Trafford and Leicester's not in the greatest of form. But I won't be surprised if we drop points or we concede first, and then all of a sudden it's an uphill struggle. I don't think it's going to be one of them games where it's like, oh, we played really good. We slapped them up 2-3-0 and it's actually a good performance. I don't think we're going to get that. I think it's going to be a struggle if we do win.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Someone put Pogba, Akil's Pogba injured. I heard he was injured on an international team. I don't know. I've not checked, to be honest.
Again.
Actually, that's great.
This
is glitched. Oh, that's fine. Just
He's like convenient get injured when it comes to Manchester United, but they go away for the national team and play.
I think Varane might be out as well.
Yeah, I'm checking the team news right now.
The whole team is just made out of glass, bro.
So, all right, Cavani is definitely out as per usual.
Yeah.
Okay,
Before we get into the main answer, the floor is yours. Whatever you want to talk about, you got.
No, you know what? It's just a Friday night. I see Usman, I see Kojo, I see Jerry, I see my man Biz, and I see sorry, my eyes are really Zogs, who welcome. I've never met you before. You're mad deluded though.
Right.
But I just
what the hell?
It's a Man City fan, bro.
Nah, bro, come on. I've just been listening for 2 minutes.
I didn't even know you guys existed. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you did it? Where the fuck have you been, bro? You don't look old enough to be saying them things. Come on. Come on.
Enough, bro.
Bro, like when
when Stephen Ireland was playing for your team.
No, to be fair, I've been listening. You lot, it's been cute listening to you lot talking about when you said about spanking, when someone said about spanking Liverpool at Anfield, and Biz was like, we did it once, 1-0. And I was thinking, this is embarrassing. 1-0 spanking, you know. Jesus Christ. 6-1 at Old Trafford, that's a spanking, bro.
Oh, who brought this guy here, man?
Oh my God.
Okay,
anyway, I just
Man's
don't know.
club was formed in 2008 and he's talking, man. Yeah,
What I mean, bro, man.
2008, bro.
Focus on winning the league.
He's Nicky Weaver, bro. You still got your Nicky Weaver top?
Nah, this is goalie top. Why would I have a goalie top, bro? But no, it's funny. You know how all of us used to run Liverpool for talking about history, and now listen to you lot, man. Come on. But anyway, I actually wasn't coming on for this. I was coming on just to say hello to my friends, like Coach. Haven't seen you for a minute. Biz, love. Usman, we haven't spoke for time, so I just thought, let me just drop in.
And I've been avoiding you because we're fucking shit. So to keep it honest, but sadly I have to spot Man City in these dark times, isn't it? Because fuck Liverpool, isn't it? So
well, it's nice. I see with you now, Usman. You've thrown the towel in, ain't you? You've fully thrown the towel in.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. Guys, he has thrown the towel in though, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think he was going to ask us about the game tomorrow. For me, I don't
mean with this. I mean with Man United. I feel like Usman. He's lost it with them a bit now.
He'll be back. Yo, you back?
Yeah, sorry, mate. It's fun.
Yeah, Usman. I was saying, it feels like watching this that you've had enough of United right now as well. Because usually you're the first to banter me about City, but with you, I just feel like at the moment you're just pissed off with your club.
Oh no, to be honest with you, nothing you can say will piss me off now because we're past the point of caring, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like with that shit, like you can't even say anything that will affect us because we all know the truth, innit? We all know.
Now you know. I used to feel. Listen, it's a good place to get because once you get to that point, yeah, it makes things a lot easier for when you like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like no one can trigger.
It does make it a lot easier. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal fans. I still feel like Arsenal fans never really got there, but they should have. But they just in their heads never really got there. But do you guys think Ten Hag's? Do you think is your money on Ten Hag?
To be confirmed.
I think Poch is going to be appointed. To be honest,
you think Poch?
Yeah, I think Pochettino will leave PSG and then he'll get the job from there.
You think?
Man United want him. I think if both of them are available and are both saying, pick me, I think Man United will go for Poch.
I got a feeling it's Ten Hag, man. I think they're scared to lose the fans now again, especially Gary Neville talking up the other day.
That's the one I think as well.
Gary Neville finally found his voice, funny enough.
Yeah, exactly. It took him 4 years to get there, but he got there.
Wait when they give us a swerve and it's Ryan Giggs.
What? Bro, stop playing games.
No, the thing is, I'd say, yeah, is if it's Ten Hag, yeah, I feel like there could be signs that your club's your club's board's starting to make the right decisions, yeah. Because I feel like for Ten Hag to agree to come, he will have got reassurances of someone who he trusts that he is going to be able to run the football side the way he wants to run it. If you get me, I don't think he'll come unless he gets some serious reassurances.
You can say that about every manager that's come.
No, but
Mourinho.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't. Really, Mourinho? I think Mourinho would
Oh,
have,
yeah.
because the problem wasn't as bad then. Whereas the problem's been
It was bad.
documented. It wasn't as bad then as it is now, bro. Come on, it's documented how bad your board
But
is
we're
now.
still fifth. We're just outside the top. It's the same thing. We're just outside the top 4.
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about position. I'm talking about your board. Like it's been so widely documented, so that I feel now it is more documented to everyone that basically, if you're a manager, you just get players thrown at you. You don't get to decide on the players that you're getting.
Us fans knew that from time. It's not. This ain't new to us. Like,
I think we
I'm not
found
saying
that
that.
out from Mourinho, though. Like, I think what you're saying is right. I think when
yeah,
Mourinho got Lee Grant and Fred and Dallo in that window, like,
the more it
was
happens,
obvious
yeah.
that he got shagged, and he come out and he said it openly that he got shagged, didn't it? Like,
Yeah.
he didn't. That's why his third season went the way it did, because he literally just like, fuck this. Like, even that preseason, it was just like, what did he say? The kids, are we gonna have a bad preseason?
yeah, I remember.
It was mad. It was mad because he was frustrated that he wanted Maguire and whoever, right? Fucking obviously now look how that's worked out. But I agree. I think it was highlighted with Mourinho, but even Van Gaal touched on it as well. Van Gaal come in and it was just like, these men they're not running the footballing way, and he said it recently again. So like you said, if we do get Ten Hag, it might be an inclination of, maybe
your board is gone. Do you know what? Whereas if you
Yeah.
get Poch, there is more a bit of a chance that it's like
more the same.
I feel like at PSG, maybe Poch has had players thrown at him. Yeah. And so
but then again,
100%.
though, Ten Hag did say the other day that like it's not about the players, it's about the system. So I feel like they might...
It's about the players. It's about the players.
It's about the players as well,
you
man.
have to have the players to suit the system and the mentality. The key of them, like, do you know what? I don't want to talk on City too much, but someone was telling me the other day, yeah, that with Gabriel Jesus, City's like scouts had gone to his like lower and middle schools and got reports on how he performs at school and his attitude in school, and that they want players with a certain mentality, and that's how deep they go looking at someone's mentality. It's not just about, you know what, we've heard that this guy's good on the pitch. They want to know his overall mentality, and I think I'd think someone like Ralph, someone like Ten Hag would maybe go that deep, and I think that's the difference. Because look, come on paper, your squad's not bad, man. I'll still stand here and say it with my chest. I don't think your squad's that bad. I think the mentality of some of your players is just wrong.
That's a fair point. I thought. Like, listen, I've told these men the players from time. They didn't want to listen. I was
hey, don't say they. Don't say they.
But am I lying, Kojo? I've been saying.
He's right. Jerry's been saying that for a minute.
Bro, Jerry said Van Bissaka is the best right back in the league. This guy's waffling.
This guy, bro. You man was screaming, Oli. I was just saying, yo, bro, some of these players just not good enough. Like, but I think, like I said earlier, a manager needs to come in and make brave decisions. Like, Van Bissaka out of the team, Maguire gone, McFred gone, and play the Van der Beeks and play the Pogbas and whatnot. But yeah, man, for me, Ten Hag is the right move, but it's a big risk. And as much as
both of you, though, for both of you.
No, as much as it can go good, it can go the other way.
Yeah, but that's same with Poch. There's nothing to say Poch is going to come in. Basically, shall I tell you what the honest truth is? Like, for me personally, Jose Mourinho, we should have got him in 2013.
Yeah.
That was the right timing to get him. And with the Poch thing, maybe I'm being extremely biased, but I felt like we should have got Poch after Jose. And when Jose left, I think the timing is we're getting the manager at the wrong time. We got Jose at the wrong time, like 3 years after we should have got him. And I feel the same with Poch. That's the honest truth. Maybe I'm overlooking Poch for whatever reason, but I genuinely believe like this is the wrong timing for Poch. I think we should have got him after Jose Mourinho, and that would have been perfect. We would have been buzzed. He was on the high, etc. There's nothing to say he doesn't come back in and he rediscovers what he did at Tottenham. And fucks.
Maybe.
This guy.
Coach, quick question. Oh, that's not Coach. Coach is gone as well.
I swear.
My connections fucked. I don't know what's happened to Kojo. Yeah, so obviously I was saying before my internet messed up. There's nothing to say he can't rediscover his form or what he did at Spurs, and then obviously Man United would actually be in a good place with Poch as well. But for me, I just think the timing is not right, man. I just feel like a bit Ten Hag. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around him at the moment. even though he's a bit older, he's still 52. But I just feel like it's the right move at the right time. Unlike with Poch, I feel like it's potentially the right manager, but the wrong timing. But listen, I was gonna.
So Usman, one last question to you lot. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Are you lot ready? Are you lot ready to take it back to basics and rebuild? Are you genuinely ready?
No, but that's what we need.
I am.
Jerry's not. Jerry, what
because-
you?
no, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. People are saying that, and I'm not even disrespecting anyone here, but I know my club. Yeah.
Which one? Which one? Before or now? Which version?
No, now a few bad results. A few bad results. We're all going to be losing our shit, bro, and I'm included. Like, we lose to flipping Southampton at home, and then back-to-back defeats, and our players are just not performing to what the manager wants, and we're looking at 12th place. We're thinking, yo, we need to make a change quick, because if we don't, we can.
When you say go back to basics, what do you mean?
Right, you know what? Yeah. So when before you got Mourinho, yeah, when Mourinho went into Man United, I was saying to United fans, you know what? I don't feel like this is right, because United fans have been spoiled. Right, most of my lifetime, Man United fans have been spoiled. Other teams talk about being spoiled. For me, Man United have been spoiled because not only were they winning everything, right, and you know, Arsenal fans will say there are three Premier League trophies. Get the fuck out of here, right? United were winning everything, yeah, but they weren't just winning everything; they were winning everything, playing nice football. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think United played good football, right? So when you brought Mourinho in, I felt like a little bit like, now United fans don't want to play shit football. United fans have been spoiled. So they've won enough. I feel like at that point, United fans would have been happy knowing you were playing youngers, bringing youngers through, playing good football, and seeing, you know what, 2-3 seasons time, we're going to be there. But until we get there, we're bringing youngers through and we're playing good football, right? Whereas now it's like, are United fans just wanting to win anything by any means? Or are you ready to strip it back, have someone like Ten Hag come in and know that it might take a season or two, but you're not just going to, the aim is not just to get there winning stuff, but it's to get back to how you used to be, challenging season in, season out, playing good football. And that's the thing.
It's a bit of both with me.
I think, like, I think United fans, there's a split now where it's just kind of people are desperate. And it's not good. That's not good, because people forget why Mourinho got outed out in the first place, because he was playing shit football and people were saying this is negative and this is not United. People forget about. I was Jose Mourinho in until like his last couple of games. I was one of the ones that supported him, because when a manager's in, I support them regardless. And now. Then we got Oli, then all of a sudden we was attacking and and Oli's football got ripped apart as well, saying that he has no tactics and this and that and the third. But if you actually look at it, he scored the most goals out of everyone. We scored 5 goals more than any other occasion besides the other managers. He was the only one, but then he got ripped apart. So it's kind of like we got this revisionism where we forget about how toxic or how boring Van Gaal was, how toxic Jose was. And I think Oli, if you look at it, it was a good kind of path, and obviously he went tits up in the end. So I feel like at the moment we want a manager that basically comes in and changes everything. That's kind of what I feel like the whole of United fan base wants. Hence why most of them want Ten Hag. So,
but would you sacrifice that you're going to have to take a season or two of again not challenging?
I would.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, because Liverpool done that with Klopp. Even City with
first season Pep, we finished third.
With Pep, but like it. As long as the United fans can see something, that's what we crave. It's not like even with Arsenal. The reason why Arsenal fans are starting to fucking pipe up now, because they kind of can see where their team's going. You know what I mean? Even at the start of the season, they were saying Arteta out, and now all of a sudden they've got a 5 games winning streak. They're saying, okay, I can see what he's doing. That's kind of what it takes. And I think United, we just want to believe in something. I think we believe.
You gotta have that hope in it as a fan in there that is going in the right
direction. It happened with Liverpool. Like I saw it first time. Like Liverpool was like, when Klopp come in, it was very similar. Like there's an interview where Souness, Carragher, and Henry, they're all talking about the next manager who should be for Liverpool at the time, and they were talking about the team and the club in a very similar way that we was talking about them, about how the owners don't know what they're doing and there's no direction and the money's not getting spent the right way, blah, 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 right? And then they got Klopp and then he come in and they gave him time and he brought in the players that he wanted and got rid of the players that he wanted to get rid of. And then you saw a steady progression.
Yeah, and it's the same
And
with
you get
Arsenal.
behind that, and that's momentum. So,
And the thing is with Arsenal that you do. Sorry, guys, because I know United fans hate this being compared to Arsenal, and I get why you hate this as well. Because they shouldn't sit at the same table. Never. They should never sit. Soups is in the back, and he hates it. Yeah. They shouldn't sit at the same table. They tried to be at the table, but they got a McDonald's seat. But it is like we know their owner or their board were all about the commercials, and like I felt that their buy-in for years and years and years wasn't based on mentality. It was based on players that just wanted to come to a fashionable club in London, get paid good money, and they didn't really care. With Arteta, that's what he's changed. He's come in, and it's no longer about that. He's buying players that have a mentality and believe in a project, and somehow he's managed to get the board to listen to him because the board have changed the way they've probably said to him, cool, you have to cut the wage bill. We're not getting you, it's for you to deal with. And he's had to go through a lot, but he has somehow managed to get Arsenal's board to operate differently to how they were. And maybe that's because they saw their shirt sales were going down or something. But
can I butt in quickly? Because he finished back-to-back 8th. I'm sorry, if a United manager does that,
this is the issue. That's the issue. Yeah.
I don't think we will sink that low.
Right.
No, but the thing,
we're shit now and we're 5th.
Yeah, true. But also with Arteta, right? Obviously, you mentioned Arteta, which I suppose is a decent example. But the thing with Arteta, right? He finished, as Jerry just said, he finished 8th twice, and I'm not discrediting what he's done, but he can only look like he's improved. But you got to remember where he inherited. He inherited the team that actually finished 5th, and he massively digressed them. And then he's only just got back. He's only just got back to where he inherited the team in the Europa League final.
Let's be real. He inherited a team, of like the mentality in that whole club was shit. It was really bad, and they were aging, and they just weren't playing football. Now,
no, they only missed.
I don't agree.
By 1 point.
1 point.
No, I'm not talking about points. Look. Right now, if we look where Arsenal are, Arsenal are where they are in a season that, let's be clear, this season was supposed to be a 4-horse title race, right? 4-horse title race, And Arsenal weren't in that 4, right? There was talk of other teams. He's had to get rid of players. And let's be clear, Arsenal's squad, for me, when Arsenal think they're 1 or 2 players away, no, they're 1 or 2 players away from their best 11 being able to compete. Their squad's so far away. And my biggest worry with Arsenal, if I'm being honest, is if Arteta finishes 4th this season, my biggest issue with them lot is what did they expect Arteta to do after that? Because they have finished 4th in a season, if we're being 100, that Man United should have finished in the top 4, right? United are getting a new manager and will strengthen. City will strengthen. Chelsea will pause.
We don't know.
Right. Liverpool will strengthen. For me, I think Arsenal's ceiling is 4th. I don't think they can push any further than that. And I think realistically, once Man United sort out their manager and a couple of players, that position's gone. I think Arsenal will switch on Arteta again next season because they want him to push on from 4th. They can't. I don't believe Arsenal right now for many, many years can get any higher than 4th. And then they'll switch on Arteta. But you boys need to be ready to go back to basics and maybe not win a trophy for another 2 years, I feel.
I mean, we've done it for 5. The thing is, we've done it for 5. So another 2, if you can tell me another 2 years' time that we're going to be challenging for the title with no trophies, I'll take it. Because for the last 5 years, we haven't won 1 trophy. And the past 10 years,
we've won 11.
Why does it have to take 2 years, though? Like, let's look at
just
Barcelona.
Innit?
But let's look at Barcelona, like, cool. They've not had the best of seasons, but they've cleaned out everything. They've gone back to basics. They got Laporte in as their president. Gone back to basics, got the Xavi in, and within months, bruv, they're looking like the real deal.
That is true. That is true.
And they did and bullied them.
And let's be honest, the players they've bought are not like world beaters. They're not world beaters. And you are right. So you get the right manager. It can change. It can change. I hope it doesn't. But on a final shot, I hope it doesn't. I hope it stays exactly the way it fucking is. Because 35 years, you told us. 34 and a half years it took
I
us.
can't wait till Pep
So-
goes, bro. I can't wait.
Oh,
till
bro,
he
you're
leaves,
acting.
bro.
Oh, you're acting like we weren't winning trophies before then, bro. We
Not
we
like
smashed-
the way with Pep,
Bro,
bro.
we're not
There's
the
gonna be a
same.
come
Bro,
down.
we still smash you. Wait, we still smash you. Yeah, we were dominating more than you, man, have in the last 10 years. That's for sure.
But now you lot are taking the piss now. Like you lot with Pep.
When Pep goes,
Before-
I think you lot will get a drop.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
gonna get.
We're
they're
built
gonna
for
get
that, though.
company when
We
Pep
dropped.
goes, so it's
We dropped 2 leagues, bro. I'm all for a drop. A drop's
Wait,
fine.
what did you
It's
say,
nothing
Osman?
to us.
Did you say company?
Yeah, listen, when you get
Well, we're
Vincent
not
Kompany,
you.
'cause he's
Bro,
bald as well.
our owners aren't your owners, bro. Come on.
That's the difference. That's
Listen,
the
you
when
already
you
know.
get, when you get Vincent Kompany taps, yeah, you have to defend your legend.
No,
Come
you
back
know it's
to
not
me,
going to happen. Our owners are not your owners, bro. Like
Pull
the
that money
minute
out,
that
and you
it's
lot get Mike
decided,
Ashley as owner as Pete.
yeah, we all know it's not going to happen. But them jokes.
Nah,
Because
but
obviously
maybe you
City's
get
owners are
Arteta.
ambitious, innit?
You'll
Arteta,
probably get
Arteta,
Arteta.
Nah,
Arteta.
nah.
I can't wait till the Glazers buy Man City, boy.
They couldn't afford us, bro. They couldn't afford us.
Listen,
Anyway.
I'm hoping the Glazers buy Chelsea, man. I'm desperate for it, just to see them suffer as well, you know. Still,
Do you know
But,
what? I was just saying earlier on Talk Sport, yeah, there was this maddest thing got said about Chelsea, right? That most of the big clubs, right, after wages, have a soups cash flow pretty much, wasn't it? Profit a year of 105 million.
About 100 million.
Whereas Chelsea's is 1.5 million operating profit.
How does
That's all Abramovich right there, because Abramovich pumps in money in it.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's
It's
sugar
mad,
daddy
bruv.
thing,
I don't know.
bro.
Yeah,
It's
but
sugar
bro,
daddy
I don't know
thing.
how he's getting away with that.
I don't know how Man City are getting away with all these dodgy sponsorships, but that's for different shows.
Innit? They know the ins and outs, bro. They know all the ins and outs of the law, and then what they can't do and can do. They know what they're doing. Like, these are billionaires. They got advisors. They know what they're doing. But yeah, it's true. If Abramovich leaves Chelsea, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're fucked right now. They're
He's
apparently
ambitious.
they're on loans.
Down,
They're on loans against broadcasting rights from next season just to pay wages at the moment because they're fucked.
they're screwed at the moment.
Yeah, for real. Anyway,
I
who
mean,
have you boys
I'm
got?
sure I think it's important that we help Chelsea out.
Leicester
with
tomorrow. Leicester tomorrow.
Yeah, you should beat them.
Yeah,
Should.
All right, listen. I'm just gonna quickly wrap the show because obviously
I'll let you guys go, but thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
No worries,
At
that's an
last.
absolute pleasure. Thank
I
you.
win
for
the
coming
league,
through.
man. Win the league.
See.
Man. Don't want to-
Aye, we're trying.
please don't
Go and get some points off of them at Anfield.
Yeah,
Don't know how. However,
Don't,
by any
don't,
means.
don't bottle it. Don't bottle it, Daps. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go into hiding, bro. But
No, I won't. No, I won't.
Now you will. You was
I
12
won't,
minutes
bro.
ahead.
I'll be
Huh?
hiding anyways. If Liverpool win the league, fuck that. I'm going off everything, bro.
Bro, third tier of English football. I'm still very happy if we finish second, bro. Come on.
Man.
Allow that
Yes,
down.
I
So
know.
what kind of
Yes,
dead mentality?
man.
I started the season wanting top 4, and we're going to get top 4, so.
Yo, just hey.
Oh, shut up, man.
Kick him out.
Bye,
Man
guys.
said top 4.
In a bit.
Oh, shit. Safe, Dap, safe. Right, okay, let's just quickly wrap it with everyone's score predictions for tomorrow, then, innit? Quickly, innit? Jerry, what do you reckon? What's the score prediction, bro?
Yeah, confident, man. 2-0 United.
2-0 United. So I don't know if you gave your score prediction. What have you gone for? For Leicester? Is he here?
Can you help me? You can't.
The audio's gone on my thing. Hold on.
All right, we'll go
You
to
know?
this.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
can you-
2-0 as well.
You ones are confident, isn't it?
Yeah, 2-0.
I'm gonna say 2-1 United because I can't see us getting a clean sheet to save my life. So I'll say 2-1. Zach, I don't know if you can hear me. We've got 3-1 United in the chat.
Yeah. 2-1 for me, man. 2-1 for me. I think we're gonna concede 100%. That's guaranteed. But I think we'll win 2-1.
You love to see it. 4 wins for United. Hopefully we get the 3 points. You never know. We can still get top 4. Who knows?
Who Arsenal got this weekend?
Palace away, bro.
Come on, Palace.
Come on, Palace.
Vieira's gonna bust them.
Zaha.
Zaha's
Let's
out.
Say,
He's injured, bro.
oh, is he out?
Yeah.
He played the other
Yeah,
day against France, so.
Yeah, Palace got a couple of
Yeah.
How about they still got
At least-
Olize, Eze. Hopefully them man step up. Them
Yeah,
man actually put Arsenal. Them man buoyed off Arsenal at the Emirates, and they were
That's
Arsenal
what
were lucky
Lacazette
to get that.
celebrated that last minute.
Yeah,
win.
like
Yeah,
that last
last
kick of
minute
the game,
equalizer. So Fingers crossed, man. Gallagher and them man do a job.
We need to win Biz. We need to win our game first.
I hear that. No.
Let's get our
Fuck
3
Arsenal.
points, then I can start wishing on them in it, boys. Where it is. But listen, we're gonna wrap the show there because my internet's bugging out, and obviously I've got like 2% battery as well, which is great. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's tuning in. As always, please do slap a like on the video and of course subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow with a watch along. Obviously, shout out to Daps and Kojo as well. Kojo's socials will be down below. 3 in midfield. You can follow them on all social platforms. Obviously, subscribe to their channel as well. They do great content. Obviously, their TikTok, Twitter, etc., will all be down below. And obviously, Daps as well from Never a Foul. His socials will be down below as well. But Jerry, let the people know where they can find you, my guy.
Yeah, Twitter handle on the well, yeah, it was on the screen. Yeah, United Team Up on YouTube. And yeah, man, Osman Talks United obviously has been a while, but we're back. Yeah, man, looking forward to the game tomorrow still.
Yes, you love to see. Hopefully, my internet sorts itself. I don't know what's going on. Biz, let the people know where they can find you, my brother.
Yeah, man. Tunnel Trafford at us on Twitter, at me, DJ RBiz. We'll be back on I think Tuesdays on Statman Show, Wednesday with Statman on Trafford Tunnel. And I'm going to try and squeeze in one of the youth shows before the Youth Cup final comes around. So, yeah, man, you man are welcome to come through as well. So, yeah, man, big up the UTU family all the time. And yeah, man, big up.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. And last but not least, I don't know where he's gone. It's like, let the people know where they can find you, my brother.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah,
can't see you though.
I don't know why the cameras are coming on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happened to it.
But at least it's happened at the end of the show, innit? So we got through it.
Yeah. I literally it just went off. But yeah, my YouTube channel Zogs ZOGZ, Instagram Zogs_, TikTok Zogs_, and Twitter's _Zogs. So yeah, follow me there as well.
Yes, you love to see it. Thank you for coming through. Like I said, everyone's socials, as always, will be down below. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I don't even know what's going on at the moment. I don't know if it's my internet. I don't know if it's StreamYard. I feel like it's StreamYard, but obviously I'll find out the next coming days. But listen, that's how we'll be back tomorrow with another watch along. Manchester United take on Leicester at Old Trafford. Okay, I'm head lost in that. Leicester at Old Trafford. Hopefully it's 3 points. But listen, apart from that, it's been your boy, man. Enjoy the show.